everybody, my name is Whitney and I'm Cassie's older sister, and I'm here to talk to you today about seeking and retreating. And I have spent about 30 years being a retreater. I ran hard, and I don't mean in the physical sense of like exercise. I mean like when things got tough, I got to running. I felt like I had to fight for attention, had to fight to be loved. I had to fight for affection. And you know, it took a lot of years and a lot of heartaches and really some hard struggles to be able to see myself like God sees me. And He sees me as a fierce warrior who can face the toughest of battles. And I'll just start with Jimmy and I have been married for 16 years. Not always pleasant, not always fun, and not always loving. And after 11 years, I got really tired of fighting. And Jimmy did the best he knew how to do. But my dad has always said, when you start something in the natural, you have to maintain things in the natural. Well, when Jimmy and I got married back in 1999, neither one of us were in church. Neither one of us were where we were supposed to be with God. And so we spent 11 years trying to maintain a marriage in the natural. And after 11 years, I grew very, very, very weary of fighting. And I threw my hands up, I surrendered, waved the white flag, and I walked away. Well, you know, when I walked away, Jimmy didn't see that as a defeat. He saw that as his chance to really go to battle for me. We are now in a place where we can look back and thank God for all of the trials that He has brought us through. So after being married for 11 years, I walked away, I gave up, I was tired. And, you know, by me leaving was the call that Jimmy needed to go to war. Not only did he seek to win my heart back, but first off, he sought God. He immediately went on his knees. He was a different husband than I had ever known. No matter what I did, he proved to me that I was worth fighting for. And you know, I thought to myself, could I stand to fight again? Do I have enough strength to fight for my marriage, for my family, for the call that God had on my life? And by seeing Jimmy prove to me exactly how Christ feels about the church, in spite of ourselves, Christ still loves us. And that's exactly what Jimmy proved to me. You know, not only did I realize that the only way to live was to fight, and the only way to have my home and my family back together was to fight. And so after 11 years, Jimmy and I buried the natural start of our marriage on the battlefield. And we took each other by the hand and began to war together. And the moment I gave myself wholeheartedly to God, I became fearless. You know, I never got to know my biological dad or that side of the family. He was killed in a car accident when my mom was pregnant with me. And, you know, I never got to know them, and I spent my whole life seeking their attention, seeking their approval, seeking their love. And that is an example of the wrong kind of seeking. I left my heart wide open for rejection, and sometimes that happens, and rejection's going to happen in your life. But if you're not seeking after God's plan for your life, that's when the rejection really takes root into your heart, like it did mine. And I spent many years trying to figure out why my biological family didn't accept me. And if they couldn't accept me and love me, then why would God or anybody else? I'm definitely not worthy of anybody's love if my own biological family, who's supposed to love me no matter what, didn't. But after 11 years and everything that Jimmy and I went through, that really proved to me that, listen, Whitney, there are people in your life that chose to love you, not out of obligation, not out of because I'm supposed to. They chose to love me because they love with the heart of Christ, and they have never made me feel any different than anybody else. God knew what I needed in my life, and He focused my seeking attention instead of on those who hurt me, but on those who are hurt that need healing. And so I encourage you to seek the things of God, to seek the hearts of those who are hurting, that you may be able to help with your testimony, and you no longer have to retreat anymore. You are strong, you are brave, and you're a mighty warrior for Christ.